Alright, YouTube. Today I got a really special treat. We've got two brand new boxes here. On the left, we have the Midnight Black Dualsense controller for the PlayStation 5. And on the right, I have a custom Xbox Design Lab controller for the Xbox Series X. And I thought I'd just go through and unbox both controllers and take a look at them and see what they look like. So let's start with the DualSense. We'll start off with that one. I've been wanting a black DualSense controller ever since they announced the PS5. I'm not a huge fan of the color white, so really excited to open this up. I already got the Cosmic Red DualSense controller, so this one will just be added to the collection, you know, now with the black DualSense. I'm going to take the tape off there. Go through the whole unboxing procedure here. Let's see, so go ahead and slide this sleeve off. And from here, it's a white inner box. And it should be just as simple as popping this open, and bam, there we go. We got ourselves our controller. It comes with the controller itself. There is no cable included, so like a USB-C cable is not included. Sony expects you to use the one that came with the PS5 itself, which, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but if you happen to buy the controller and not a PlayStation 5 because you want to use it like on PC or something, then you're going to have to provide your own cable. So, yeah. And we got the controller and a little instruction manual, which, I mean, who needs instructions for a controller? It's a controller. But yeah, wow, that looks really nice. Really, really nice. All black, the way I like it. Looks real good. And buttons, everything feels really good. Now, let's move that out of the way. And let's see our Xbox Series X Design Lab controller. Excuse me. Let's see here. Open this one up. Kind of a similar setup. There's a little sticker down here at the bottom. Go ahead and peel this sticker off. If I can get my fingers on it. It's fighting me today. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and just peel off the bottom sticker. Get rid of that. And I like the way the Xbox kind of presents their controllers. It's a very like presentative like way they do things. So you just go ahead and open it up, and first time seeing the controller, and holy crap, that is green. Wow, that looks absolutely fucking incredible. Man, that is green. that is green. Holy shit. So I made a custom design lab green controller because my favorite colors are red, black, and green. So I already have the Pulse Red controller, the default black Xbox Series X controller, and now here we are with the green controller. And wow, it looks incredible. That looks, man, that is nice. That is really, really nice. I really like the whole design lab thing that Microsoft does. I mean, this is my first ever design lab controller, but you can go on their website and customize your own controller, customize everything, the sticks, the buttons. You can even get a little engraving, but I didn't want to go for an engraving. I just wanted a green controller, and wow, you change the colors of everything, and it's just a really cool feature that Microsoft has. And the presentation, the whole unboxing experience, as you can see, is also awesome. Comes with the standard AA batteries, which I know a lot of people complain they don't like that the Xbox still uses AA batteries to this day instead of using rechargeable. Me personally, I prefer being able to open the controller up and just pop some batteries in there, as opposed to the way PlayStation does it, where it's like, the controller's sealed and you have to actually go through the trouble of unscrewing the controller and taking it apart just to get at the battery. I just rather be able to like pop off, this back cover and put in some batteries, whether it be a rechargeable battery pack or the double A's or what have you, and play that way. Because I mean, as someone who tends to keep his consoles for a very long time, like I can tell you, I can tell you for sure that at some point the rechargeable batteries in your PlayStation controllers are gonna die, and you're gonna either need to replace them or plug your controllers up wired to whatever system. My PS3 controllers at this current time are dead, and I pretty much have to plug them up to the PS3 in order to get to be able to play my PS3. Whereas my Xbox 360 controllers, I mean, their battery packs died too. But I mean, I just take the battery packs out and put in some AA batteries, and there you go. I can still play Xbox 360, and it's not that big of an issue. And then I can even get rechargeable AA batteries if I really desire, and then it's even easier. So make sure I'm putting this in right. Okay, no. Okay, so this is plus, and this is minus. But yeah, so yeah, I'd much rather have excuse me. I'd much rather have removable batteries. Getting a battery pack for the controller isn't that big a deal. They're not even that expensive. I mean, I already have an extra one right here that I plan on using as soon as these AA batteries die. It just came with the charging stand that I have my controller, so I'd much rather have the controller just be openable. Like I feel like that's much better than having a sealed controller. But man, there you go. So two brand new controllers, the Midnight Black PlayStation 5 controller and this really beautiful electric green Xbox controller, which is just, I mean, that is awesome. Um in terms of like size and fit, which controllers I think is better. I like both controllers. They really did a really good job, especially PlayStation. Like this generation is probably their absolute best controller that they've ever had. Like this just feels so much better than the PS4 controller and the PS3 and all their previous DualShocks. This is a much more comfortable controller. It's wider. I mean, it feels like it's meant for a grown ass adult, not a child. Which, I mean, if you are a kid though, like if you have younger kids, this could actually be more difficult for them to palm, because it is a much what do you say? It's a much thicker controller. It's bigger, it's wider. The grips are wider, but I mean, it just feels really comfortable as an adult with bigger hands. Like this feels really good, and I like it. When it comes to the DualSense features, the haptics and the and the adaptive triggers, they can be cool. It depends. It really depends. Like I've learned, after having the PS5 for about 5-6 months, it really comes down to the implementation in the game. Some developers do a really good job of it. Specifically, Hitman 3 did a really good job with the adaptive triggers and the way it felt when it comes to shooting a weapon. But then there are some developers that I feel like don't do as good of a job, and the adaptive triggers become a hindrance. Like in Resident Evil Village, in the way in which it works, where like both triggers have that kind of resistance. So whenever you're trying to aim and shoot, both aiming and shooting is made more difficult by the resistance provided. And after a while, it just it starts to feel real. It just starts to feel real annoying. Another thing that I think would go a lot further into making it feel more realistic. Like if you're gonna have the resistance from the triggers. I mean, if we're mimicking a real gun, obviously, like as like with a real gun, you don't want your trigger to be that sloppy. Like to be harder to press. So I mean, like if you're gonna have it where you're mimicking a real gun where the trigger is hard to press, then they should have where you can upgrade your trigger in game, which will in turn lighten the trigger on the controller so you can fire more rapidly. I feel like that would be a more realistic like use for the adaptive triggers. But yeah, overall it's pretty cool. The haptics, I was really excited about the haptics, but it's like so far like I haven't really. Oh, they're not bad, but they haven't really like wowed me yet. So hopefully we'll get some haptics implementation at some point that it's like really like, oh my god, that's awesome. But so far I haven't been super wowed by the haptics. But yeah, it's a really nice controller. It's really convenient being able to have this little microphone on there. Like if I want to like, I don't know, go on YouTube and search video using voice, I don't have to hook up my controller. I don't have to hook up my headset. I can just like talk into the controller, which is nice. And overall, it's just a really nicely designed controller. And goodness, this black is just, man, I like that black. That black is great. I like how heavy it is. It feels heavier than a DualShock 4. The DualShock 4 feels like a toy in comparison to this now. Like, using this, after having used this controller for a while, the DualShock 4 feels like a toy. And this just feels really, really good. But yeah. And then we have this controller here, the Xbox Series X controller, which just, I mean, wow. This controller feels really good. I was a little worried when Microsoft said that they had actually shrunk the size of the controller, because it's technically like, it's very small difference, but it's smaller than the Xbox One's version of the controller, excuse me. But yeah, it's a very small difference. It's barely noticeable. But I think the real advantage here is the materials. These grips are the best feeling grips I've ever gripped in my entire life. Like I don't know what this material is, but it feels insane. Like it feels incredible. And the cool part is like I've had my my black Xbox One controller and my red one since I got my Xbox or my black Xbox Series X controller and my red one since I got my Series X, and the grips on there still feel just as great. Like on these two controllers, the grips still feel just as great as the day I opened it. Like I don't know what this material is, but it's fantastic and it feels really good to grip, and I like it a lot. So I mean, it's probably my favorite controller in terms of just the feel in the hands. It is very, very comfortable grip. But yeah, so my favorite colors, red, green, and black. I mean, that's just fantastic. Like I'm a huge fan of those those colors, and those are the three controllers that I definitely wanted. So it's really nice to have these. This controller feels awesome. It just feels really good in the hands. This D-pad, wow. Like this is the best D-pad Microsoft has ever done. Like this, for the longest time, I hated the Xbox 360's D-pad. It was terrible. I never did get that shifting D-pad for the 360. I only ever had the white, the original 360 controller. The Xbox One's D-pad was better. It was significantly better, but still not there. There are like certain games, like fighting games, not so great. Like on the Xbox One, like Tekken, like I still couldn't. Tekken has always been a PlayStation series for me because yeah, the D-pad on the Xbox One has never been there. But this is the D-pad where even Tekken, like rolls on this, diagonals, everything is just fire. This is the controller for me. Like the D-pad is probably the best Microsoft has ever done, and yeah, it works, and it works really well. Other than that, there's the impulse triggers, which Microsoft has like vibration in the triggers, which is really cool. I like that a lot. I don't know if they could implement the same like adaptive trigger thing that Sony has as well as the impulse. I feel like that wouldn't work. Which one do I like more? I mean, I like the adaptive. So, I mean, realistically, I just would like a tighter trigger. I know they have it where you can adjust the trigger on the Xbox like Elite controller and just make it where it doesn't sink in as far. That's really the only thing. Like Sony, I guess you could do that on the adaptive controller, just like turn the I don't know the adaptiveness up, but you can't control it. But yeah, it's a really cool feature. Nice. But yeah, it's just a really solid good looking controller, and I really like it. So yeah, that is definitely A1 right there. I also have my DualSense, yeah, DualSense controllers. My red one, my white one, and now my black one. So we've got the red, white, and black. I'm not a big fan of the white one. Obviously, that's the one that comes with the PS5 by default. I mean, it's alright. It's Oreo, white and black, but yeah, it's not my favorite for sure. If Sony ever makes a green one, I'm gonna sell this one and get the green one because I'd much rather have red, green, and black. Those are RGB. But yeah, those are my favorite colors. This red one is really cool. It's unique. It's a very unique red, not the type of red I expected. But yeah, it's really nice. I like the way it looks. And then there's the Midnight Black, which, I mean, I've wanted this since the PS5 was announced. It's like, Sony, what are you doing? Why is it white and black? Just make it black, Sony. Come on, just make it black. Does it come in black? That's the question. And yeah, here we are, all black, which I am very happy to finally have. So that is my controller unboxing. Let's see if I can't line this up here. Really happy to have all these controllers. That is my controller unboxing. And really happy to have all these controllers. They're really nice. And yeah, have a good day.